now.
Hey guys, it is MiG-29 time again. I'm having some trouble getting my custom cockpit working for the 21. I was going to try and get the cleaned canopy glass integrated with it, but it's not playing very nicely with me. So between that and the fact that the MiG-21 doesn't fare quite as well on the Georgia War server, I'm going to fly the 29 for a bit. And I might switch back to the 21 a bit later on. Just try and get my track IR set up here. Get the main power on.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 095 for 140 at 7,000, flanking.
Looks like I'm fully rearmed.
Springfield 2-1, so Overlord, Bra, 111 for 120 at 12,000, hot.
So I was actually thinking of making myself a blue cockpit mod for this, and I did start on it. But I was interested to find that apparently the MiG-29 never had a blue cockpit. I thought the early models did. They had grey, but it was a slightly darker shade than this and a bit more blue tinted. Kind of like the grey that the MiG-19 original textures were for the Rosbum module that's coming out soon.
095 for 130 at 7,000.
So like a sort of a dark bluish grey colour, like a kind of bluey slate grey. I don't know what you call it. The SU-15 apparently had the same colour cockpit, so I'm just going to leave it for now. I might try and tweak it at some point in the future just to make it a little darker in tone and a little more bluish, but turns out grey is the correct colour.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 141 for 170 at 7,000, hot.
So today's going to be the same drill as recently on this server. I'm going to fly out from MyCop, see what's in the air around me, and if there's no action up here, I will just do a quick ferry flight to one of the other air bases, one which is a little closer to the fun, and refuel and then get airborne again. But we might get lucky. There might be something close by. Server's pretty quiet at the moment. Very quiet, in fact. I'm not sure if there's a reason behind that. I hope I didn't get on just before a restart, because that would be bad. MyCop traffic, Circus 14 taxis 04. MyCop.
Springfield 2-1, Tonskaya, clear to taxi to Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 108 for 130 at 8,000, flanking.
Trying to get carried away with my taxi speed today. It's very easy to do in the MiG-29, it just has such a high thrust to weight ratio, it gets rolling very easily. And then once it does get rolling, it's quite difficult to encourage it to stop.
4-4, Fox 1.
I have to apologise for the background noise again today. It's warmed up yet again, so the air conditioner is running. Probably will be able to hear it.
Overlord, Bra, 114 for 220 at 35,000, flanking.
Just when I thought summer had passed
Overlord,
and things had finally cooled down.
For 160 at 7,000, hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 122 for 220 at 35,000, flanking.
One thing I will say about the cockpit textures in the 29, the new cockpit itself is beautiful, very nicely done, but the lighting kind of bothers me. The cockpit lighting is a bit much. Those floodlights are a little strong and a little yellow. But we don't need it at the moment because it's broad daylight. Looks to be morning time, I'd say. Relatively strong crosswind, but nothing we can't handle. We are using the correct runway since the windsock's towards us. MiG-29 traffic, Circus 14, entering and lining up 04. MiG-29.
Springfield 2-1, unable to clear for takeoff.
Little fast there.
Springfield 2-1, Kanskaya, you are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 29.26.
Okay, get the flaps down. I really wish that the takeoff position in this was actually functional. I have no idea why it's not. They could have fixed it while they were working on the PFM, but they decided not to for whatever reason. Alright, just double check everything. I forgot to put on my takeoff trim, so I'll do that now. We are bombed up and ready to go. The engines seem to be running fine. MiG-29 traffic, Circus 14, roll 04, MiG-29.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 111 for 160 at 35,000, hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 124 for 180 at 35,000, hot.
MiG-29 traffic, Circus 14, clear all runways. Departing to the
Springfield
east,
2-1,
checking out.
Overlord, Bra, 124 for 180 at
That is slightly
35,000,
concerning.
flanking.
That is airborne. And it's close, apparently.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope.
Okay, I'm gonna come out of burner
Road
now.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 106 for 100 at 7,000, hot.
Try and get this thing trimmed out. Got something off the nose. Relatively weak signal
Springfield
though.
2-1, Overlord, Bra, 111 for 140 at 35,000, hot.
Seems I'm getting the hang of trimming this thing. It's hands off at the moment. I've still got my feet just resting on the pedals, but she is dead level for once. I'm quite happy with that. So a quick look at the aircraft I'm using today. good old East German MiG-29. So the MiG-29G, which is the German variant, basically a slight alteration, can't speak today, as usual, of the MiG-29A, has only a handful of skins, or at least I only have a handful of skins for it. I've got 2 regular East German skins, and then the last flight skins when the aircraft were transferring to the BRD's Luftwaffe, which, well, unified Germany's Luftwaffe. And then I think 2 Luftwaffe skins for it, and I think there's one which is like a sort of mock-up of the Typhoon skin. Okay, what is that? That is airborne off my nose, but I can't see him yet. And it's a relatively weak signal.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1. Request bogey dope.
That smells like MiG-31 to me.
Springfield 2-1. Overlord, Bra 110-470 at 35,000 hot.
And that is my closest threat, or my closest threat at least is in this direction, according to AWACS. Turn the volume down on the SPO slightly, because that's going to get really annoying really fast. Server restarting in 20 minutes, of course. Can never catch a break. Getting quite a lot of hiccups and freezes tonight as well, which is interesting.
Springfield 2-1. Overlord, Bra 110-450 at 30,000 hot.
Disconnected.
TeamSpeak doesn't need to be running right now, that probably isn't helping. It could just be the server, I suppose. But, I shouldn't be getting hiccups like that, especially not with only a handful of people on. There we go, there's our contact. Weak return, so we can't lock him just yet, we'll have to get a little bit closer. As I stamp on the rudder because I'm scratching my foot. I've lost him, but he's definitely still up here.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1. Request bogey dope.
450 at 9,000 flanking. Springfield 2-1. Overlord, Bra 111-450 at 7,000 flanking.
If he wants to descend, I will do the same. I do need to set up some binds so I can actually slew my radar antenna around and change its scan zone, but I haven't done that yet.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1. Request bogey dope.
Springfield 2-1.
MiG-29, are you on the net?
Sure am.
I was dragging this guy out here behind me. I'm out here on your left. Gonna pass the broad right now. I did have a MiG-31 back there, but I don't know what happened to him. I've been running. I'm out of weapons and fuel.
Yeah, alright, understood. I had something off my nose, but I've just lost it.
He might have pulled a server lag and wandered, but I'm not sure. I'm not going to turn around and find out.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1. Request bogey dope.
Yeah, I'll just do a quick
Springfield
sweep
2-1,
around to the north
Overlord,
and make sure
clean.
nothing's chasing you.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
That'll be that friendly, that con over there. Yeah, I think that guy might have gone into a mountain. Nothing here.
Much appreciated.
No worries.
Overlord,
Actually,
Springfield
MiG-29 out
2-1. Request bogey dope.
by itself. And two SU-25s, and one of the SU-25s just turned straight into the ground.
Always frustrating when they do that.
Okay, that's a kill I could have had. He was low and slow.
I only like maneuver kills when I'm in my MiG-29. Because then I can actually say I was responsible for it.
Right.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group 082-445 at 3000, cold.
We got some trade. Get rid of that belly tank since it's been empty for a while. Probably could have stood to pay more attention to that. I'm getting quite low on fuel too, so I really should turn around, but might engage these guys and I can always... Oh no, I can't land at Minvodi, that's not neutral anymore. Oh dear.
Overlord, Springfield
I'll see if I can
2-1.
get
Request
a
bogey
long-range
dope.
shot at this guy with the R27ER. If I can't, then I might just
Springfield
turn around
2-1, Overlord, bra 076-440 at 3000, cold.
now. 76 for 40. At 3000, he's quite low.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group 072-428 at 2500, cold.
I might just go all the way down onto the deck.
Flughöhe.
Oh, do not freeze, DCS.
Achtung, Flughöhe. Achtung,
Jesus, that was bad
Flughöhe.
timing.
Achtung, Flughöhe. Achtung, Flughöhe. Achtung, Flughöhe. Achtung, Flughöhe.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1. Request bogey dope.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 073425 at 2,500, cold.
Something over here that was locking me, and it said airborne, so I don't know.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group 068430 at 3,000, flanking.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1. Request bogey dope.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 067422 at 2,500, cold. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 1654-100 at 35,000, flanking.
Alright, I have neither the time nor the fuel to dick around looking for guys down in the weeds over here. I'm reasonably sure I was chasing a helicopter anyway.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 118450 at 7,000, flanking.
We're make-up inside, pushing 249.5.
What on earth was that?
Springfield 2-1, Overlord,
We're make-up traffic, declaring emergency.
at
We're going to be coming in on runway...
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 119450 at 1,500, flanking.
Interesting.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group 048425
rudder.
at 3,000, flanking.
Either there's some really strong gusting winds here, or my rudder is doing something it shouldn't be. I'm just going to go ahead and level off a bit. Check my map. And I'm
Treibstoff 1500. Treibstoff 1500.
123.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group 040430 at 3,000, cold. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 108440 at 6,000, hot.
Watch, now something will chase me. Just about guarantee it.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group 057435 at 3,000, hot.
Wake up, Trevor. Reporting direct final. Emergency landing. Gonna be dead sick.
He's run out of fuel as well. I'm going to be cutting it pretty close, I think. I might have just enough. Those beautiful big black trails of smoke going out the back. Great big smoky chimney. Minutes to get back to base. Still nearly 90 miles. About to get the 800 litres of fuel warning.
Treibstoff 800. Treibstoff kritisch. Treibstoff 800.
There she goes.
We're 414 on the ground, 50 pounds of fuel.
I think I'll be cutting it pretty fucking close as well. Serve my restart before I get there though. Slipping all over the place every time I reach down, because my leg's a bit itchy. Every time I reach down to scratch, it kicks the rudder over. Still a ways out. 67 miles now.
Treibstoff 500.
Uh-oh. Fuel 500. It's fine. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Although, it probably would be a good idea to get rid of some weight. Oops. Sorry to whoever's farm those land on. See, the thing is, the server's about to restart anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And I'll never say no to some more forced landing practice. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's not happening. Alright. Well, that's fine. Where's a nice long straight field? From memory, I want to be coming about this way, I think.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord,
Into the
Bra,
wind.
089 490 at 7,000, flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord,
Oh, of
Bra,
course, now there's trees
089
everywhere.
490 at 7,000, flanking.
Yeah, the engines are just about to quit on me. So, if I can find somewhere where there's a relative gap between the trees, I haven't chosen very
Springfield
well. I turned
2-1,
straight
Overlord,
towards a very big
Bra,
cluster.
090 490 at 7,000, hot.
I mean, nice.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord,
Slow.
Bra, 091
There's a clearing
490
there. I'll
at
go for that.
7,000, hot.
Well, I'm going to lose this, because I might need to get out in a hurry.
Fahrwerk ausgefahren.
Flaps fully down, and then DCS crashed because the server restarted. Good shit. Oh well. I totally would have made that. I've had quite a bit of practice belly landing the MiG-29 now. A couple times for battle damage, a couple times for fuel. Because I am not good at maths. Not at all. I actually had more trouble when I first started flying the MiG-29 again. I had more trouble landing it properly than belly landing it, because I don't know if they changed it in a patch, because it seems a lot more well behaved now. But it used to bounce really, really badly because I was almost three-pointing it. I wasn't coming in at a high enough angle of attack, and so as soon as the nose wheel touched the ground, it would just rocket me back up off the runway, which was quite unpleasant, to put it mildly. I'm not sure how long the server's going to take to restart. Not long at all, apparently. Looks like it's already back up. Let's disconnect and reconnect to SRS, because usually that throws a tantrum. But yeah, that was a bit of a bummer. I get airborne, get vectored onto something, it vanishes. I think it was a MiG-31 that flew itself into terrain because the server lagged or something, because it just vanished and there was nothing over there that could have shot it down. And then I started looking for something around Minvodi, because AWACS is vectoring me onto something quite low to the ground and quite close to the airfield. Couldn't find it. Realized I was about to run out of fuel. Turned around, and then the server went down. So not the best start, but oh well. I had a really good start yesterday, and it kind of got worse as it progressed, so maybe this will be the opposite. Maybe I'll have a shitty start and get good. Pretty much counting down the sleeps at the moment to the MiG-19, because I'm very keen to get my hands on that. And should be nice and quick and easy to learn, coming from the MiG-21. All I got to do is just remember where there's a couple of switches in different positions, and other than that, the instrumentation's basically the same. Everything else is pretty much the same, so it should be pretty quick to jump into, and pretty fun to use. And then we'll see when the Tomcat comes out. Should be pretty soon. But I'm not worried if it's pushed back towards the, halfway through March or so, which is what they were expecting anyway, was like a no later than 21st of March release. If it ends up being the 21st of March, it just gives me more time to get used to the MiG-19, so not too bad of a deal. And then once the F-14's out, I'm going to be all over that. And that will take me some time to learn, just because I'm not used to US aircraft at all. Just going to try and remember where these slots for the MiG-29 are. Here we go.
Request rearming.
Copy.
Suppose I better set my radio frequencies up again. That would probably be a good idea.
Rearming complete.
Texaco, passing waypoint 2 at 18,000. Texaco, on station at bullseye 294. Shell, passing waypoint 2 at 14,000. Shell, on station at bulls 260, passing waypoint 2 at 14,000. Arco, on station at bulls 291 for 80 at 14,000.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up
For
group
now, I appear to have my clock to myself,
120 at 1,500 hot.
which is interesting. I really wish that this server had SU-27 slots other than the Patreon ones. That would be nice. Even if it was just one or two. Because while I really like the MiG-29, a lot of the time you just don't have the range to fly from Krasnodar and Maikop, which are the two places you can fly the MiG-29 from. So often I find myself having to do a ferry flight to Sukhumi or Minvodi or somewhere around there and refuel and then go up to fight. It just depends on where the enemy are coming in from. It can be a bit of a hassle at times. It'd be nice to just go up and fly an actual patrol in something with the long legs of the flanker. The extra missiles would be quite nice too, to be honest. Okay, Maikop traffic, service 14 taxi 04, Maikop.
Springfield 2-1, Kanskaya, clear to taxi to runway 4. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 115 for 200 at 21,000, flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 151 for 140 at 35,000, hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 148 for 130 at 7,000, hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 152 for 160 at
Sounds like
27,000, hot.
Southeast, which which is not really a big
Springfield
surprise.
2-1, Overlord, pop-up group 154 for 120 at 1,500 hot.
Usually, flying from my COP, I tend to parallel the coast southeast down towards Gadada, Sukumi sort of area. That's usually where I get into fights. Although sometimes you do get guys coming in from towards Minvodi. It really depends what's going on in the mission at the moment. But they seem to be coming up the coast right now. Still trying to get the hang of the ground handling on this. It's easy enough to actually control on the ground, but your speed is the big issue, just because of how powerful the engines are and how light the aircraft is. It doesn't take much throttle movement, and suddenly you're just about to take off. It's really taking some getting used to coming from the MiG-29, which is relatively underpowered. Even the MiG-21 BIS, compared to the earlier versions, is still relatively underpowered. It's a small, light aircraft, but it doesn't have a very powerful engine. Whereas this is a very light aircraft with two powerful engines. The Su-27 is a little tamer, just because it's, you know, that much larger than the MiG-29 is. Has that much more mass to get moving. Just keep an eye out, make sure no one's about to run up the back of me as I speed up and slow down, like a learner driver. My taxiing skills in-game are about as shoddy as my real-life taxiing skills. I'm all over the place. My ground handling is shocking.
Springfield 2-1, unable to clear for takeoff.
Michael Traffic Circus 1 for
Springfield
entering
2-1,
line
Kaya, you are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300
Quite a strong
at
wind.
UFE 29.27.
Quite a strong wind right now. So I get my flaps down, trim is set, engines are good.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra
Michael Traffic
117 for 190 at 25,000 hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 117 for 190 at 25,000 hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 114 for 130 at 35,000, flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 144 for 110 at 35,000, hot.
Michael Traffic Circus 1 for clear all runways and departing southeast. Checking out Michael. Okay, I'm still on the ATC frequency. Got a bit of a listening watch happening there, but I've switched over my transmit to the Air General, just so I can talk to other aircraft if I need to. And I'm going to come out of burner, switch to BBR.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 151 for 120 at 6,000 hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 150 for 120 at 7,000, flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 133 for 100 at 35,000, flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 136 for 130 at 35,000, flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 150 for 110 at 7,000, hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 149 for 110 at 6,000, flanking.
Just going to continue a climb up to about 30 to 35,000. I keep getting discombobulated by the fact the MiG-29G's HUD is in Imperial units. I was thinking like, oh, I'm really slow, I should maybe climb in burner, and then I look down and, oh, actually I'm doing about 720 kilometers an hour, I'm perfectly fine. It's annoying to get used to. I don't know why they did that. The Germans traditionally use metric in their aircraft anyway, they may as well have just kept it metric. NATO interoperability, I guess. Okay, I'm losing a little speed here, so I'm gonna back off the angle a little and just go into a nice gradual sort of steady climb, about 10 to 12 meters a second.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope.
Weather's pretty nice today, as opposed to last time I was in Georgia.
Springfield 2-1,
War was
Overlord,
absolutely
Bra
atrocious.
131 for 60 at 35,000, hot.
131 for 60, you say? Hmm. Just put a little bit of burner on to keep my speed up through this climb and get above the cloud layer.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 131 450 at 35,000, hot.
Still getting the hang of trimming this thing for different airspeeds. I can get it now pretty much hands-off at a particular airspeed, but as soon as I move the throttle, obviously that goes out the window. Just gonna blip the radar on. Still don't see them. Wait until I'm a little closer. And I'm gonna come out of burner now.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 131 430 at 35,000, hot.
Well, we got a weak return off the nose. There we go. Oh, no, jamming. God damn it. We'll fire one just to get him defensive. Circus 1-4 Foxtrot. That's probably going to lose track, I'd imagine.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 113 for 130 at 25,000, hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 135 for 11 at 29,000, flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 095 for 70 at 35,000, flanking.
Gonna punch off my belly tank. Fox 1. Looks like I defeated his missile. And it's usually right around when I say that I take a hit from what I didn't even see.
470 at 35,000, flanking.
Circus 1
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 112 for 120 at 25,000 hot. Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope.
Unfortunately, that took both my R-27, so I'm down to knife fighting now.
Overlord, Bra 077.
Well, I say unfortunately. I happen to like knife fighting,
flanking.
but obviously it's not really an optimal loadout. Jeez, there's some strong winds going on down here. Alright, I'm just gonna get a little bit of altitude back while I check out where I am. Totally cheating here, but we'll just pretend my pilot's got his iPhone with him.
172, 450 at 1,000.
So I'm actually headed pretty much straight towards Sakumi/Gadauta, which is good. What I might do is go for that 172, and then I can divert to one of those two airfields. I don't want to chase the guy out to the east because I just don't have the fuel to spare, and especially over the mountains, that is not a very smart idea. But 173 for 50 at 1500 I can do. Sounds like he'd be actually over the coast if he's at 1500. Or over the water perhaps. So that's ideal for us. We've still got something painting us from over there, which is an airborne radar.
Pop-up group 175 445 at 1,500 flanking.
Relatively weak signal though, so it's probably quite far out. Safely ignore it for now, I think. So we got a kill on the board already and the server only just restarted. Pretty happy with that. And I actually evaded a missile, which is rare for me. Normally I think I've dodged it and then I fly right back into its flight path. It's like, oh, well, nearly.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord.
But nearly only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes.
Flanking.
Not evading missiles, unfortunately. There's definitely no nearlies there. Not even sure what that was that fired at me. Although... yeah, I don't know. Doesn't really matter. It got killed.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 292 470 at 15,000 hot.
Okay, so the guy to my south has dropped off radar, which probably means someone's tagged him. Or I suppose he could have just flown into radar shadow, either one. I've still got a decent amount of fuel left. And I'm relatively close to the coastal airfield, so I'm actually going to just double check where the nearest is again.
2-1, request bogey dope. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 095 490 at 25,000 hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 297 470 at 15,000 hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 078 for 130 at 7,000 flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 092 for 80 at 25,000 hot. 354 for 40. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 091 for 80 at 25,000 hot. Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 302 470 at 15,000 hot.
There we go. There's our next target. 302 for 70. How convenient! He's just up from Sochi Adler. So I've got an airfield right there. Perfect. I've still got plenty of fuel, relatively speaking, so this should be just about right. Now I'm getting pinged by an aircraft to my rear, which is that other contact I decided not to go for. There was one that was about the same distance to my east, but I'd rather be fighting over the water by Sochi Airport than over the mountains by no airport. So it was an easy decision to make. Also, unfortunately, our tanker is being engaged.
45 for 60.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 117, 120 at 35,000 hot.
Overlord,
Our tanker's being engaged out by
West Bogey Dope.
the east, which is where I came from, but, you know, not
Now
much I can do
Springfield
about it from
2-1,
here.
Overlord, Bra, 306, 450 at 15,000 hot.
306 for 50. So we're closing with him, but not quickly.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 031 for 130 at 15,000 flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 084 for 150 at 35,000.
God, the MiG-29 is such a beautiful plane.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 310
There he is.
440 at 15,000.
That is quite large, whatever it is. Interesting to see what it
Springfield
is.
2-1, Overlord, Bra, 076 for 140 at
So,
7,000
I've
flanking.
kind of got a little bit of working practice in figuring out what
Springfield 2-1,
number of
Overlord,
dashes corresponds to
Bra,
what target.
076 for
Typically,
140
a fighter is going to be 2
7,000
dashes.
flank.
A 3 dashes I think might be a transport or a large helicopter like an Mi-26, but at 15,000 feet, I doubt it's going to be a helicopter. Most likely it's some kind of transport,
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 099
maybe an Su-25,
100 at 25,000
maybe an Su-27.
hot.
And then 4 dashes is a
Springfield 2-1, Overlord,
Tu-25 or a
Bra,
142.
099 for 100 at
Or some other
25,000
such
hot.
very large aircraft, like maybe an IL-76 or an A-50.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 100 for 110 at 25,000 hot.
So we're slowly closing on this guy, still no idea what
Springfield
exactly he
2-1,
is.
Overlord, Bra,
Just that he
118
is
for
enemy.
130 at 35,000 hot.
And he's not moving very quickly, so that would certainly lend to the theory of transport aircraft. That would also lend to the theory of him not being too big of a threat to me, so I can probably close to not just visual range, but real up-close visual range and actually get a visual ID on him, and then pop him. Who knows, I may even be able to save a missile and just use the gun, although with my fuel state, I may as well just use the missile anyway, since I'm going to have to rearm. Which I'll be doing at Sochi, since it is now the nearest airfield.
Treibstoff 1500.
1500.
Treibstoff 1500.
I'll make this intercept and then I will head down to Sochi and land there. Yeah, come off the power just a little bit. I am overhauling this guy at a pretty prodigious rate of knots. I don't need to be burning that much fuel, really. Now slightly below him. Looks like he's tracking more or less east, perhaps northeast. He's now very close, so I'll do a bit of an escort kind of rejoin on him just to get ID, and then take a pop, because he's definitely hostile, whatever he is. Oop, that wasn't what I intended to do at all. I keep forgetting which key is which in this aircraft. That's my air brake, and yep, that is a transport. So I'll head up and over the top.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 109 for 100 at 25,000 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 116 for 100 at 35,000 knots.
So slow, I was actually having trouble getting visual on him because I was
Springfield
leaning in too
2-1,
much to my eyes.
Bra 083 for 120 at 35,000 knots.
Circus 1-4 Fox 2. Hopefully not too close to hit. Well, he's not down yet. So we will go again. With the gun this time, I think. That should do it.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 085 for 100 at 35,000 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 110
Down he
for
goes.
90 at 25,000 knots.
Splat. Russian VIP transport.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 109 for 100 at 25,000
That's what that
knots.
was. So 3 dashes on the radar, transport.
Bra 109
Noted.
for 100 at 25,000 knots.
Okay, I'm a little uncoordinated here, although I am
Springfield
asymmetric now.
2-1, Overlord, Bra 115 for 80 at 27,000 knots.
And a little slow. Okay.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord,
See.
Bra
Pretty
115
much
for
next to
80
Sochi.
at 30,000 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 083 for 100 at 35,000 knots.
Please swap my radio frequency. Sochi traffic, Circus 1-4, currently 15 miles east of the aerodrome at 13,000 feet. Will be landing runway 26 on Australian Sochi. Interesting phone call.
Wake-up traffic route 1 taking runway 04 for any departure.
And I don't recognise the number, and it's about dinner time. And it's a Sydney area number, so I reckon that's probably a call centre. How dare they interrupt me while I'm trying to fly? Right, now I need to actually visually acquire the airport. Which would have been a smart thing to do earlier. I think it's actually to my south.
Wake-up traffic route 1 to the runway.
Let me just double check my map. Oh no, there it is over there. Okay, so I'm gonna get my brake on. How much fuel have I got? Plenty, so I might actually... Sochi traffic, Circus 1-4 change of intentions. We'll be joining a downwind for runway 06, Sochi. Just to make things a little easier, now I will double check. That's not Sochi Adler, I'm dumb. Very dumb. Hang on, give me a minute to work this out. Had a brain fart, big brain fart. Sochi Adler is south of the town of Sochi, not north of it. Well, just ignore that. We'll pretend that didn't happen. That never happened. I never put in that 15-mile inbound call. Just shh, it's fine. No one else is flying from Sochi anyway, so they wouldn't know the difference. And I should have enough fuel to get there without too much concern. Boy, though, that was embarrassing. Problem is, because I zoomed out and I didn't want to zoom in the map and fuss around with it, I just kind of went off the big cluster of units without remembering that it's south of Sochi, not north of it. This thing responds to changes in power very quickly in pitch. Very, very quickly. I guess it's because the engines have a relatively low thrust axis being underslung. Makes it interesting.
Treibstoff 800.
There's the
Treibstoff
800 litre
kritisch.
call.
Treibstoff 800.
120 kilometers, and I'm pretty sure should be good.
Sochi, Springfield 2-1, inbound.
Springfield 2-1, Sochi, fly heading 153, 416, QFE 29.82, runway 06, to pattern altitude.
Yeah, okay. 16 miles to get into the pattern, so I'm close enough. I got fuel. It's fine, don't worry about it. Crisis averted. Oil rigs, I think. I'm guessing that's what those are. Don't usually really get a good look at them. Okay, so that's Sochi itself there. So Sochi Adler will be just in this bay here. I think on the near side of this? No, on the far side of this town. Is it? I don't fly from Sochi very often if it's not obvious. Yeah, it's on the far side of this town. Okay. I remember now. I may have run out of fuel doing the same thing recently. I'm getting lost and going to the wrong end of Sochi. But there's the runway, I can see it. Come right off the power. And get some back trim in. I better not need to go around on this. Sochi traffic, circus 14. 6 mile final, runway 06, Sochi. Just gonna pop my brakes, because once again I've forgotten to convert speed. Forgot that I'm in knots on the HUD and kilometers an hour on the actual airspeed indicator. So I'm good to drop my flaps now. I'm way high, way high. So I'm just going to do a bit of an orbit. Because I don't have the fuel for a go-round, but I do have the fuel for a bit of an orbit, late final. And it'll help bring my height down as well.
Fahrwerk ausgefahren. 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 Fahrwerk ausgefahren.
I was going to wait to drop it until it's actually lined up, but whatever.
passing waypoint 2 at 14,000. Arco, on station at Bulls 291 for 80 at 14,000.
Could have stood to make that circle a little tighter.
Springfield 2-1. Sochi, check landing gear. Wind 090 at 3 meters per
Gear's
second.
good, flaps are
Runway
good.
06.
Bit more back trim on. I really want to hold the nose off, because I really can't afford to bounce here. Feed in a bit of rudder to get the aircraft actually over the runway. And I came down too fast and popped my tyres, apparently. Good shit.
Texaco, passing waypoint 2 at 18,000.
Oh, what?
Texaco, on station at Bullseye 294 for 90 at 18,000.
That left wing looks very, very low.
Taxi to parking area.
I'm a little concerned. Oh no, it's just, it is a pop tyre. I was worried I'd collapse the entire gear leg there somehow. And I just caught the tail on a taxiway light. Good shit. Oh, that could have gone a whole lot better. God damn it. I'll attempt... Okay, the aircraft isn't going to want to turn because the... You know what? Whatever. I will just shut it down here. Get the repair crew onto it. Because I don't want to have to fly all the way back down from my cop.
Request repair. Unable to comply.
Ah, of course, the engine hasn't spooled down yet. So I just nicked, it looks like, the tail on the left-hand side. I would have been fine if that wheel wasn't collapsed, but because the tire's gone and the aircraft's sitting low on the left side, I must have just scraped the bottom of the engine on that taxiway light over there. Which is a bastard. So that certainly could have gone a hell of a lot better.
Request repair.
Was it?
Copy.
I don't know how I popped the tire because I'm pretty sure I was at a low enough speed when I landed. I'm pretty sure the tire burst speed is close to like 220, 230 knots. And I touched down around 170 or 180, so it should have been okay. Might have just been a random burst piece of FOD on the runway or something. Well, once they're done repairing, they can rearm and refuel me as well.
Request refueling.
I need to check one of my binds.
Request rearming.
That's not how
Copy.
you check binds. This is how you check binds. Countermeasures. Okay, so countermeasure release apparently will only dispense... No. Weird. Because apparently I still had a full load of chaff, but I had no flares left.
Treibstoff 800.
That's really
Treibstoff
bizarre.
kritisch.
Well, at least they can refuel me while they're repairing. That's nice. Save some time. So I'm sitting at 2 kills right now. The first was a fighter of some description, not sure what. And the second was a VIP transport. Server's relatively quiet still. There's not many people in here, which is good because it means that there's more for me to do.
Treibstoff 1500.
Although a human GCI would be nice. So once the thing's finally actually fixed, I'll just try and ground loop it around so I don't end up in the snow or, you know, in that compound. And then we'll head back out and see what we can find. Should probably reset my trim as well. And then put a little bit of back trim on for takeoff.
Hey, what are you doing?
What?
Hey, what are you doing? Refueling complete. Hey, what are you doing?
Why is the plane floating?
Hey, what are you doing?
Why is the ground crew bitching at me? Oh, I guess
Hey,
that's
what are you
part of the
doing?
repair process, maybe. There we go, yeah. That was unsettling. And now I've got to get them to finish rearming me, because they were not quite done yet. Okay.
Request rearming.
Just need one missile.
Rearming complete.
There we go. Too easy. Now comes the fun of waiting for both engines to spool up, because in the MiG-29, I have to start them one at a time. I can't just start them both like I can in the SU-27. Morning, Fennec.
Look up traffic, 4-2 values, single shift. Texas single shift runway 4 with Alpha.
How are you today?
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra,
Piece of junk.
460.
Oh, don't be like that.
7,000, cold. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group 064 for 140 at 1,500, flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 056 for 70 at 3,500, hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 077 for 110 at 25,000, cold.
At work, jeez. I envy people
Springfield
who
2-1,
can
Overlord,
watch Twitch
Bra
at their job.
077 for 110
My last couple of
at
jobs have all been very much
25,000,
physical,
cold.
so I've not been able to sit down, much less watch anything on
Springfield
the phone.
2-1,
I'd love to snag like a
076
security guard job or
for
something.
110 at
I don't know, maybe an
25,000,
airport or
cold.
a factory or something like that where I can just like veg out the
Springfield
entire
2-1,
shift and watch
Overlord,
Twitch.
pop-up group 119 460 at
Going all right today.
1,500, hot.
Woke up with a bit of a headache and slept in, but other than that, my day's been
Springfield
alright.
2-1, Overlord, Bra
Some
077
Coming up
for
8 o'clock in the
200
evening here,
at
and it's
7,000,
pretty warm
flanking.
still. So we had a few nice cool days, and unfortunately now we're
Springfield
back to heat
2-1,
again.
Overlord, Bra 077 for 200 at 7,000,
But
flanking.
hopefully it will cool off again pretty
Springfield
soon.
2-1, Overlord, Bra 054 470 at 4,500, hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group 120 470 at 1,000, hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 079 for 120 at 25,000, cold.
Ah, I see.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 119 450 at 4,000, hot.
Yeah, I'm between jobs at the moment,
Springfield
so
2-1, Overlord,
I'm
Bra
hoping I'll hear
119
back
450
for the most recent one I applied to pretty soon, because I would like that one. It's basically the same as my last job, but better working conditions, better pay. Which is never a bad thing. Yeah, I know. The AI radio is really irritating. I might actually tweak that now if it'll let me. I'm assuming helmet means radio, so I'll go ahead and turn that down to about there. Should be good. We'll see what that's
Overlord, Springfield 2-1. Request bogey dope. Springfield 2-1. Overlord, clean.
Still kind of loud.
Overlord, Springfield
That's better.
2-1. Request bogey dope.
That's better. Yeah, unfortunately, in the Flaming Cliffs 3 aircraft, because they don't have full fidelity like radio systems and stuff, SRS doesn't work the same way as it does in, for example, my MiG-29. So in my MiG-29, the master radio volume controls the AI volume as well. But in this, it's at the in-game settings level, and even if I turn the SRS volume down, it won't adjust it. All these gauges, mate, I prefer gauges. I fucking hate glass cockpits. I absolutely despise them, both in-game and in real life. I don't know how, but when everything's on physically separate gauges, it's easier for me to keep track of things. Multifunction displays are a nightmare for me because everything is crammed together on the one physical space, and there's like 50 different colors, and there's all these numbers that, like, it's just confusing. It's easier to keep track for me with this. Like, I think the MiG-29, the Su-27 are kind of my happy place, because you've got a HUD with your airspeed, your altitude, heading, stuff like that. Stuff you need to actually see all the time, but then everything else is on gauges where it should be.
Traffic 421, short for
Like, the Hornet cockpit, I don't have the Hornet module at the moment, but from watching other people play it, and from the Harrier, which I do have, those cockpits are a nightmare for me. Absolute nightmare. So this kind of level like this, or the F-14, with a good mix of both heads-up and gauges, are where I'm at my happiest. I also understand the Russian symbology a lot better than the US symbology. It's easier for me to keep track of. I mean, I feel like I'm kind of ripping on myself if I say I'm much more comfortable in aircraft that were designed to be flown by relatively untrained conscripts, but that is the truth. That is absolutely the truth.
Springfield 2-1. Overlord, Bra 122, 490 at 5,000. Cold.
Sochi traffic, Circus 14, lining up and rolling 06.
114, 445 at 10,000. Cold. Springfield 2-1. Overlord, Bra 080, 160 at 7,000. Flanking. Springfield 2-1. Overlord, Bra 080, 160 at 7,000. Flanking.
Betty? No, I don't like Betty. I prefer Natasha.
Springfield 2-1. Overlord, Bra 083, 150 at 25,000. Cold.
Betty sounds like a nagging wife. The German voice sounds like she's trying to get in your pants. And Natasha sounds like she's sitting there rolling her eyes at you and painting her nails and doesn't give a shit. Sochi traffic circus 14, clear all runways and departing southeast of Sochi. Checking out. Make sure I'm actually switched on to the right frequency now.
Springfield 2-1. Overlord, Bra 126.
traffic 421, clearing airspace departing southeast.
And out of burner. Okay, 126 for 60. Perfect. Yeah, Axel, this is one of my favorite skins. The MiG-29G doesn't have many options for skins, but it has this, so that's enough to satisfy me. Yeah, Chandria, Natasha sounds like she's being paid to be there and doesn't give a shit, honestly. Like, you just listen to the tone of voice she uses, she doesn't care, dude. She does not give a fuck. This one sounds like they got her as an extra out of, like, a porno or something. The German voice, like, she's way too enthusiastic about having a low fuel level and the engines being on fire. Way too enthusiastic. You don't want that in your life. That's how you end up like nuts, dude. Just lit the radar. Nothing out there yet.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1. Request bogey dope. Springfield 2-1. Overlord, Bra 069 for 140 at 7,000 flanking.
What happened to the guy off my nose, AWACS? Someone might have shot him down, I suppose, but I don't think there's... Oh no, there's a pair of car 50s down here.
Springfield 2-1. Overlord, pop-up.
There we go, 125 for 80. At 3,000. Since I'm over friendly airfields, I'm just gonna say, guess what? It's burner time, baby.
Overlord, Bra 127.
Look at... I'm in full nose down trim, by the way. Oh, no, going into it. Look at the nose rise.
Departing MACOP intent to strike targets in the southeast corner of Grid Foxtrot Juliet 7-2.
Springfield 2-1. Overlord, Bra 064.
So, I kind of got the hang of trimming for level hands-off flight in mill power. I've yet to get used to trimming for the burner, because as soon as you put that throttle through the gate, the nose just goes straight up. She wants to go to the moon, and she doesn't care if you want to go as well. Hey, Tomcat driver, how you going?
Springfield 2-1. Overlord, Bra 128.
I was just talking about the Tomcat, speaking of the devil. About how it's that beautiful sort of happy zone of technology where you have a HUD, but you also don't have a glass pit.
120 at 2,500 cold. Springfield 2-1. Overlord, pop-up group. Overlord, 4741. Request bogey dope.
I really wish you could interact a bit more with the AWACS. For instance, tell him to focus on a particular area or a particular contact, give you a run of reports over the course of 10 seconds or so you know what roughly the enemy aircraft is doing, stuff like that. Because all he does is just give you current position shoutouts, not which heading the aircraft's tracking in or anything. And then he'll start telling you about planes that are 200 miles away while you're in, you know, real knife fight territory. It's a bit annoying.
Overlord, Springfield 2.
There should be something off my nose. I'm going to come out of burner
Springfield 2-1.
and get rid of the belly tank since I've emptied it.
430 at 7,000 cold.
Whoop. Jesus. Like I said, haven't got used to trimming for afterburner. 128 for 30. And I missed what altitude that was at because I wasn't listening because I was busy trying to fight the aircraft. It's really the... Oh, do I see something up there? Is that a star? That might be a star. Or, not a star, it might be Venus.
046 for 130 at 7,000 flanking.
But it looks like it's moving.
Springfield 2-1. Overlord, Bra 045 for 130 at Overlord, 7,000 Springfield 2-1. Request bogey dope. Springfield 2-1. Overlord, Bra 127 for 26.
He's above me.
5,000 cold.
26 miles and I can't see him. 26 miles, I cannot see a target that is above me. And tail on. That is interesting. Must be really fucking small, whatever it is. MiG-29 maybe.
Treibstoff 1500.
Hey, Tomcat, thanks for the follow.
Treibstoff 1500.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord.
Yeah, the Tomcat will actually have a very interesting effect on the game, but not in the way that most people think.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1.
It'll be very good close in because of the Phoenix, which is, you know, everyone thinks, oh, it's a long-range weapon. It's a really good close-in weapon. And it'll be really useful for giving the Hornet situational awareness, which the Hornet kind of lacks. So you might see the Hornet become a lot more dangerous just by virtue of having info from the Tomcat. And for once, it might actually be able to IFF things without killing half its own team. So it's lost this guy. Yeah, those are stars above me, so that was what I thought I saw before.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 066, Fort 130 at 20.
I'm starting to get low on fuel.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope.
Burning my way over here was probably a mistake, but I am near friendly airfields. 109 for 40, there we go.
At 6,000 knots.
There we are. There we are. Circus 1 for Fox 1, East Sanaki. Correction, West Sanaki. Compasses are hard, right? Looks like he's not even trying to evade it. But it was only a double dash contact, so fighter size, whatever it was, SU-25 maybe. Who knows? He dead. Splash.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope.
See if there's anything else here, and then probably head to Sakumi. Okay, so AWACS has decided to go silent. Always fun when he does that. Got an airborne threat off my nose. Oh, times 2. Shit. I'm risking running myself out of fuel here, but we'll do it.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord.
Circus 1-4, Fox 1 Sanaki.
413 at 7,000 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord. Bra 166.
I'm closing head on, which I should probably not be doing.
Treibstoff 800.
Come off the power a bit too.
Treibstoff
That looks good, looks good.
170, 440 at 14,000 knots.
He may have actually evaded that. No, he's going down. Okay, where's the other? There were 2.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 176, 430 at 12,000 knots.
Off my left, apparently. Although that's quite a weak signal, so it's either a MiG-21 on the edge of his radar range, or maybe something further out. Is Sanaki friendly at the moment? That's an important question. Neutral. No, I need to go back to Sakumi. So I'm going to just bug out. Circus 1-4 splash 2 over Senaki, heading back to Sukumi and checking out. Going
Springfield
2495.
Overlord, Bra 256, 42.
Oh, of course.
2566.
2566.
Springfield 21, Overlord, Bra 184, 430.
I love how maneuverable this thing is.
Hot.
It just doesn't give a shit. Turns on a dime. There he is.
Springfield 21, Overlord, Bra 188, 430 at
Disregard,
12,000
engage defensive.
Springfield 21, Overlord, pop up
How much stuff?
I have no fuel.
440
I'm probably going to go in dead stick if I even make it to Sukumi at this rate. But this guy is helping because he's heading towards Sukumi himself. I've got another quite close south, which is going to be an issue.
Springfield 21, Overlord, Bra 181, 427 at 12,000.
Weather's a bit janky around here.
Springfield 21,
Circus
Overlord,
1-4,
Bra
Fox 2 Sukumi.
164, 424 at 18.
Looks like a bit of lag there. Yep. SU-25. Laggy SU-25. God damn it.
At 11,000 knots.
I don't have the fuel for that shit. I'm just gonna go land. So it seems Georgia War is up to its old tricks again, which is a damn shame. I reckon this is going to be a dead stick, so I'm going to quickly set myself up on the right radio frequency. Sukumi traffic, Circus 1-4, about probably 10-15 miles to the southeast of the aerodrome, coming straight in, runway 30, likely dead stick, Sukumi. Just throttle right back, so I can get just a little bit more, excuse me, a little bit more time out of the engines. Kind of glide my way in. Don't need my radar on, so I can turn that off.
Turn 3 run defensive, SA-50.
So I got a couple things that I think are going to be really fun to see in multiplayer when the Tomcat hits. One of them is people getting enthusiastic with the ACM mode for the Phoenix and causing a lot of team kills just with, you know, firing Phoenixes indiscriminately in a general area to their front, and then the Phoenix deciding that a friendly aircraft is very interesting. Essentially what happens now with AIM-120 is just worse. The other thing is all the Hornet pilots are going to shit themselves when they actually have to fly their aircraft instead of let the computer do it for them. And I think as well it's going to be quite funny when none of the server spawns are actually set up for hot starts, so everyone's spending 20 fucking minutes getting their plane up to speed while the airfield gets crap bombed out of it. But I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to really enjoy it, I think. Seems like just my kind of aircraft. And for an American aircraft cockpit, it seems relatively well laid out. I don't know what it is with the Americans. The Soviets standardized their cockpits. The British had done it in World War II. I'm not sure about post-war British aircraft as much. But the Americans, man, from one aircraft to the next, they just put shit wherever the fuck they felt like it. No rhyme or reason or consistency whatsoever. Yeah, the F-14 really should be both blue and red on the body spike servers because, you know, Iran.
4-3 ram, rifles away.
Sukumi traffic, Circus 1-4, long final 30, Sukumi. I'm on fumes. Gonna just pop the brake out for a moment just to get a little more speed out.
Springfield 2-1,
Drop
Overlord,
the flaps.
135, 419 at 20,000.
Okay. Don't want quite so much nose up.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra,
Oh shit, they're really close.
425 at 26,000.
Looks like I did get credited for that SU-25. I guess he did get hit.
Springfield 2-1,
Despite the laggy bullshit.
12248 at
Pop my air brake a little more just so I'm not coming in at tire bursting speed.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 017 480 at 7,000.
231 is RTB to make up.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 080 for 100.
Morning, guys.
at
Ready to check
25,000 hot.
That nose really pitches down the second the wheels come
231,
in.
loud and clear.
Overlord, pop-up group, 278 for 11.
What are you guys up to?
At 1,500 cold.
I found some kind of installation over here in the mountains.
Overlord,
It's not too heavy defended. Got a bunch of tanks and radio towers and stuff.
500 flanking.
Roger that. Do we need any seed protection?
Bit
I'm
hard.
going to take some seed and some Vickers on the 25T.
080.
Bit hard, but not too bad.
Yeah, there's SA-15, maybe some other stuff just a little beyond the target.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra,
Sounds good. I'll go and clean them up.
7 at 5,000 hot. Springfield 2-1. Springfield 2-1.
Well, the target grid is Foxtrot Juliet 7-2 on RTB, about 9 minutes, 70 miles south of Maycop.
Coming up.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 080 for 100 at 25,000 hot.
There we go. And there's enemy aircraft hanging around here apparently.
131.
So hopefully I don't get strafed on the ground, because that would kind of suck.
Hot.
Oh yeah, Jesus. Yikes.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra.
Might have to repeat the thing I did the other day where I shot someone coming off the runway. That was good fun. As soon as I was off the ground, and the ground safety was gone because the gear was up, I popped off an archer at someone.
1,500 cold. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 147.
17 miles, Jesus Christ.
24,000 hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 015 480 at 4,500 flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 080 for 100 at 25,000 hot.
2% fuel. 2 fucking percent fuel.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 147.
Oh, that was so stupid. Why am I so bad at this?
Request refueling. Request rearming.
At 15,000 hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 12542 at 5,000 hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group 278 410 at 1,500 cold.
Do we actually have any air defenses here? Apparently not. I picked the only friendly airfield outside of our own air defense. There's transports and tankers. Fat lot of good that does.
800. Treibstoff kritisch. Feuer linkes Triebwerk.
Excuse me, what?
Feuer rechtes
Oh
Triebwerk.
shit, yeah.
Radarfehler.
Um,
EOS-Fehler.
yikes.
ACS-Fehler. Hydraulikfehler. Feuer linkes Triebwerk. Feuer rechtes Triebwerk. Radarfehler. EOS-Fehler.
I mean, he appears to have killed himself in the attempt. So technically, that's a kill to me, right? That's a maneuver kill. I got that guy. So, we'll call that an ace, shall we? What the fuck? Is that an F5? I think that's an F5. Let's walk over and have a look, and hopefully not get burnt to death. I like how they're still refueling that thing. Like, bro, don't worry about it, bro. I don't think you need to refuel my MiG-29 anymore. Oh, jeez. Well, I mean, there's not much left of it to tell what it was, but judging by the twin burners right next to each other and the relative size, I'm going to say F5. And my poor MiG-29.
All station C package taking off out of Mako.
She has seen better days. And the fucking controls for the pilot in this are so janky. Can I turn left, please? Hello? No?
I hang around the...
No, I can only turn right.
72 and Buddy Mays for Moncor.
I can only turn right. I can't turn left for some reason.
Coming up.
When are they going to give us WASD controls for this shit, man? They're still fueling it. Oh, refueling complete. Thank you, ground crew. No, it's an F5. Look, the engines are right next to... Actually, yeah. No, the Hornet's engines are more widely spaced than that, aren't they? It looks F5 size. The Hornet would have been bigger. The Hornet's about the size of MiG-29. That is sad. Oh, magical missiles. Magical levitating missiles. Well, the bad news is, and this is why I was so intent on refueling here at Sakumi, I now have to spawn back in. Excuse me! You little shit! You absolute cretin! Wow, I'm pretty sure that's a violation of the laws of war right there. I'm gonna get away from that before it explodes. But yeah, the reason why I was intent on landing here is because now I have to respawn at MiCOP and ferry my way down here again. So this is why I wish they had public Su-27 slots on this server. I do really love the MiG-29. It's a great little fighter, but it is just too short-legged. The MiG-29 is something you fly to defend the local area. It's not something you use for long patrols, and long patrols are what you need to do on this server. Anyway, time to respawn. There we go. We'll go ahead and fix this. There we go. Same loadout as before, so pair of R27ERs and the rest in R73s.
Copy.
MiG-29 after MiG-23, please, Razbum. Well, here's the thing. My understanding is that Eagle Dynamics, as the parent company, they're a Russian company, and the Russian Ministry of Defense have told them flat out they are not to include any currently in service VVS aircraft as full fidelity modules. In fact, I think at this point, if the Russian Ministry of Defense had their way, they would actually not even have included the Flaming Cliffs 3 aircraft, because Russia is really getting on top of this whole cybersecurity thing. And while you've got, say, Boeing feeding data to Eagle Dynamics to get the F-18 in the game, the Russians are busy trying to prevent their conscripts from using their mobile phones or using Facebook within 2 years or something of being in their military service. So I think that's a pretty hard no on the MiG-29 until it's retired from Russian service, which could be another 10, 20, 30 years from now. I think the situation's going to be the same for the Flanker and for the Su-24, which is a damn shame because this game needs a flyable Su-24 and a flyable F-111 as a counterpart to it. So I don't think we'll see full fidelity current service Russian aircraft. I'm hoping at least we'll see some level of clickability in the cockpit, even if just the main stuff was clickable, that would make a world of difference. But I'm not holding my breath, to be honest with you. On the other hand, the MiG-23, when that comes out, I will be flying until I drop. I love the MiG-23, and I think it's going to be a really nice sort of bridge between the Flaming Cliffs 3 Russian aircraft and the MiG-21. Go ahead and get this thing started up, since I'm already rearmed.
End information.
Actually, I should probably listen to that. What's the wind doing?
This is Makeup Kanskaya information Bravo. Runway in use is 04. Wind 090 at 5 knots. Visibility 43.
Easterly at 5 knots, that's not bad.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 144, 130 at 35,000 knots.
Clutch, your frequency, buddy?
Springfield
Oh, yep, sorry.
Overlord, Bra,
So I'm inbound with some seat packages. Whereabouts of those targets you want me to suppress?
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra,
They were somewhere,
100 at
I want to say around Foxtrot Juliet 902,
Bra, 124,
or maybe Golf Juliet 02.
25,000 knots.
Alright, copy that.
Overlord, Bra, 145, 100 at 22,000 knots.
I'll try and get some altitude, see if I can get them to wake up.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 125, 130 at 25,000 knots.
Yeah, there are MiG-29s and F5s somewhere in the area, but they're not bothering me now.
130 at 25,000 knots.
Michael Traffic Circus 14 Taxi 04.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 125, 140 at 20.
Yeah, I've got some aircraft pinging me from 130 area.
Springfield 2
Out of 300 from them.
45, 130
I'm spiked by F5.
knots.
Yeah, I don't know what's spiking me, I'm just getting a ping, man.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 143, 130 at 35,000 knots. Springfield 2-1,
Are F5s blue air?
144, 490 at 22,000 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group, 161, 470 at 7,000 flanking.
Enemy has F5s. I had one strafe me on the ground at Sakumi. There's at least one other hanging around there.
Overlord,
Chop. It's right behind you,
130 at 35,000 knots.
Alright, you dodged the missile. The F5 is at your 7 o'clock, diving down.
Okay, I got him. He's got a blue marker though, a blue icon.
On the map, kill it.
Overlord, Bra, 145, 130 at 25,000.
1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, you're 3 o'clock. Brake hard right. It's going down the valley between the mountains.
Overlord, Bra, 145,
Long Ridge Road.
120 at 30,000 knots.
So at least we know where the action is.
Is that your 10? Dude, is that your 9 o'clock? 9 o'clock.
Hopefully
Level
I'll have
with
the
you, 9
fuel
o'clock.
left to actually help those guys out when I get there.
Lower. 11 o'clock low. No, he's just flown down your nose. 1 o'clock 1. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Bank hard right.
11,000 knots.
5 o'clock, 6
I
o'clock.
got no
right?
visual.
Right,
I'm
turn.
going slow.
Springfield 2-1,
No, don't roll.
Overlord, Bra, 143, 4
Okay, he's at your 6 o'clock flying away.
30,000 knots.
Yeah, there's that
Coward.
crosswind. It's not too bad though. My
Figures at your 9
traffic
o'clock, 10
circus
o'clock high.
1
Swap the
for
pigs.
entering, lining up 0.
I've got to contact my nose 110.
Yeah, that's the F5 in front of you that you're looking at.
And someone's coming into land not on SRS or on the wrong channel. Good view of him though.
Milko, you're on frequency?
Okay, I'm gonna Joy again.
Not sure which of the 3 Hornets that was, but whatever. This thing comes off the ground like a homesick angel, so I should have enough space to go, even if he isn't on the taxiway yet. Micro traffic circus 14 rolling, runway 04 for southeast. Micro.
Those 2 bandits up high with controls, any idea what they are?
Negative, the F5 came from that direction.
Ah, there he is. He's off the runway. All good.
What's those 2 targets? Your 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock low.
At 25,000 knots.
Look in the canyon to your 9 o'clock.
Searching. Enemy fighters?
I don't know. Can you see two guys on your 9 o'clock low going across the canyon?
Tally.
Micro traffic circus 14 clear all runways departing southeast. Micro.
I know there's 1 or 2 Ka-50s, friendly working around here. They're not friendly though, are they?
No, they're not K-50s, they're holding ass, bro. They're going to be going for the K-50, so I'd go in if you can.
Those might be MiG-29s.
Go get him, buddy.
I can uncage my fight.
Request bogey dope.
Spike. Fox 1, MiG-29-9.
Oh, that's far away, man.
470 at 7,000 flanking.
That was way too far, bro.
Oops. I've never used Sidewinders in the area before.
Dude, to get close where you can see the color of his eyeballs, he's going to hit him. Good shot.
Yeah, splat.
Yeah, the other guy to your 10 o'clock low.
Excuse me?
There he's coming up. There you go.
Tally.
Block.
Excuse me? Oh, it's really weak signal. Probably MiG-31.
Spike 2 more F5s on my nose. 29s to my right. I'm gonna Fox 2 and bug out. Fox 2 bugging out.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1. Request bogey dope.
Sorry, a bit fidgety
Getting
today.
spiked by lots of fighters around here.
184-460 at
I'm looking for Sam's man, please.
184 for 60. It's probably a MiG-31.
Springfield 2-1. Overlord, Bra 188-450 at
188 for 50.
7,000 flanking.
Looks like he's tracking northwest, perhaps.
I'm gonna bug out towards Sochi.
Something just died out there.
Still no sight of him.
Yep.
Friendly
that
off
was
my
Milcor.
right.
Just got killed by an SU-27.
Looks like I might need some air cover on this area.
Yeah, I know. I'm pushing in, but I I'm going to try and head towards the water. We've got a SAM site down there, don't we?
Yeah, I saw a hawk site on my RWR.
Oh, it's Justin.
Yeah, head to the hawk site down on the beach.
At 7,000, flanking.
Oh shit, something's coming towards me fast.
1, Overlord, Bra, 086, 4150, at
Overlord,
7,000,
Springfield 2-1. Request bogey dope.
Springfield 2-1.
Yeah, I see lots of comms.
198,
I just killed something.
at 7,000, flanking.
Don't tell me I just killed a friendly.
I don't see any friendly kills. The stats just have no core shut down by the SU-27.
Overlord, Bra, 112, 4100, at 14,000, flanking.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1.
Yeah, I don't know.
Request bogey
Something just
dope.
flew towards me and I just took a shot at it.
2,000 hot. Springfield 2-1. Overlord, Bra, 207, 425, at 3,500, flanking.
Okay. I think I actually saw the guy for a moment there.
Springfield 2-1.
I'm still not entirely sure how the ore sight and vertical scan work. I don't listen very much. So I tend to just kind of hang around in the BBL mode and then use the helmet sight when I'm real close. Definitely need to get used to using the radar in this on the 27.
Put out a traffic 431 is inbound for runway 15, making left base.
Springfield 2-1. Springfield 2-1. Overlord. Bra.
Okay, interesting.
105, 470 at 20.
He's lost sight of whatever was in front of me. It could have been shot down by air defense, since I am flying out towards friendly air defense.
Springfield 2-1. Overlord. Bra. 108, 480 at 10,000. Cold.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1. Request bogey dope.
I'll go ahead and drop my belly tank.
Roger.
Getting something. That's a SAM off my right. That's probably the friendly SAM side.
Springfield 2-1. Overlord. Pop-up group 077, 4150 at 3,000. Cold.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1. Request bogey dope.
Good out of traffic 431, final runway 15.
0784. Springfield 2-1. Overlord. Bra. 097, 470 at 13,000 hot.
Might just do a bit of a lazy turn here and see if I can see anything. But I'd say whatever I was chasing out this way got splashed by the friendly SAMs.
Springfield 2-1. Overlord. Pop-up group 078, 4160 at 3,000 hot.
Of course, if he's low enough, I won't see him anyway, because of the terrain.
1, Overlord, Bra, 080, 4150 at 7,000 hot.
Nothing.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 093, 4110 at 20,000, flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group, 098, 4110 at 12,000, cold.
Justin, if you want to help that 25 out, I'll go refill so she can come back
Overlord,
up.
pop-up group, 098, 4110 at...
Yeah, he's broken up right now. He's climbed up and he's heading away. I don't know if he'll dive in.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 091, 460 at 19,000 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group, 099, 490 at 10,000 cold.
Just leave my radar on until I get to Sochi, just in case something pops up.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 098, 490 at 12,000 cold.
I still have like a decent amount of fuel, but with how quick it goes once you're in burner, and how bad a habit I have of not paying attention to it when I'm actually in combat, it's best for me to refuel now than get into a scrap over the mountains and realise too late that I've got no fuel left. And there's friendly aircraft around that can cover that Su-25. Justin's going over to buddy up with him now, so it'll be fine. Can't help anybody if you've run out of fuel and barely landed in the mountains anyway, or crashed into a fucking tree, so gotta look after myself first, and the ground pounders second.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 074, 130 at 7,000 knots. Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope. Springfield 2-1,
Dude, are you on here?
Bra, 052, 445 at
That's actually really close, but not close enough.
I was at Gudada. The lack of taxiways is making it difficult to exit.
Yeah. Is silence on frequency?
Should be the airport here. And I probably should have told them I was coming. That would have been a smart thing to do. Sochi traffic, Circus 14, crossing the runway and coming in on a right base for 26 Sochi. Took me a while to remember what the runway number was, but you know.
Gudada traffic 431, clear the app.
Get rid of some of that airspeed.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 029, 440 at 28,000 flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 061, 110 at 7,000 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 073, 110 at 25,000 cold.
There we go.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra,
Let's get a little enthusiastic with the trim there.
At 25,000 cold. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 060, 110 at 7,000 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 075.
Lucy checking in 253.
At 25,000.
Okay.
555,
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 116, 480 at 7,000 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 116, 480 at 7,000 knots.
Excuse me, correction. Sochi traffic, Circus 14, short final, runway 26, Sochi.
Stay connected.
Resist 24. Fuck, I can never remember.
04 S.
No, this is 06. I'm a genius. Compasses are hard. And a bit of a bounce there. Just slightly disorientated. Just slightly.
Sochi traffic is U5 inbound.
I'm so used to approaching Sochi from the south. But, you know, the water's only going to be on one side, on the west side. I should have known that. And I think I'm going to overshoot this. I probably should have used the parachute. Or got on the brakes a little earlier. Might just make it. Why is my nose wheel steering not working? Fuck me. Ah. I'm gonna lose my wing. There's no way out of this without hitting the truck. Oh, please. Oh, please.
Springfield 2-1. Taxi to parking area.
Please. Thank fuck. Okay, so I think I figured it out. Nose wheel steering doesn't work when your flaps are down. Which explains a few things.
Out of traffic 431, taxi single ship to runway 15 with Bravo.
Sochi traffic, Circus 14, clear all runways. Sochi. Flying is more than a little sloppy tonight, but oh well, we're getting stuff done. 4 actual kills plus that totally my fault maneuver kill. So I'll call that a 5. I'll count that one. The guy killed himself trying to strafe me. It's close enough.
I'm not finding a single sound right here in these mountains, bro.
Request refueling.
Yeah, I'm not sure where it was. There is an SA-15 down there, spiked me.
Okay.
Springfield 2-1. Overlord. Pop-up group 066 for 130 at 3000 cold.
ready to go yet? Looks like it.
Well, that wasn't what I was looking for, but that will do.
Yeah, I hate SA6s.
That was a cup.
Fort 3-1, good auto traffic, Fort 3-1, holding short, runway 15.
435 at.
On final.
Well, it looks like the server's lagging again.
7,000 hot.
Fort 3-1, taking off from the 15.
Overlord, Bra, 137, Fort 100.
Yeah, Delta Wings are quite nice.
7,000 hot.
Avro Arrow module when? Okay, so I'm seeing everyone frozen. Am I going to lose connection, or is everyone else going to lose connection? What's going on here? This is the problem I kept having with this server. And I don't want to have to reconnect, because if I do, I'm going to need to fly all the way back down here after all that. So if I do lose connection, I think I might switch
Good auto
server.
traffic, Fort 3-1, and clearing the airspace, departing to the east.
Reagan.
It's showing 0 airspeed for everyone else. That can't be right. Yeah. God damn it. Yep, desynced. Okay, so I mean, I might reconnect, but I'm gonna have to fly all
Closed
the
up
way
on
back
flares
down
over
here.
Gudada.
Don't know why it desynced like that. Usually it at least drops me out of the server if something goes wrong, but... Yeah, no, the F-16 XL doesn't do anything for me either. Like, the F-16, I think the only F-16 that looks right is just a plain Jane vanilla F-16. No CFTs, no extended spine, no delta wing, nothing. Just a normal F-16. That is the only visually acceptable F-16 to me. Anything else looks like some kind of fucked up flipper baby. I really wish they'd expand the spawns for the MiG-29 and the MiG-21 on here, because there's only a few airfields you can spawn them at, which is a pain. Because they're both very short-ranged aircraft, right? So if you want to do anything useful, you have to just constantly hop from one airfield to the next. And if the server happens to crash, or DCS freezes while you're trying to land and you end up going into the ground because of it, something like that, it's, you know, it's like I've just wasted 20 minutes, 30 minutes of flying time, and now I'm back to where I started. Now it's going to take forever to get back into the server. Happy days. MiG-29 the size of an Su-27. I mean, that's basically just the Su-27 though. Really, the biggest difference between them, other than range, is that the Su-27 is fly-by-wire. Aerodynamically, they're very similar. Visually, they're very similar. The weapon systems are basically identical, just that the MiG-29 in this carries the R-77 as well. They're very similar aircraft. I mean, the whole point of splitting the specification was that they would have a smaller, lighter aircraft that was cheaper to build, so they could have more of them, and then the larger aircraft was, you know, a bit more expensive, so they could have a couple of them. So the MiG-29 and the Su-27 both came from the same place in terms of design specifications. It's just that one was the high end and one was the low end, so to speak. And there's quite a lot in common between them. What would really be fun is like a MiG-21 97 or a MiG-21 2000. That'd be fun. You could do so much bullshit with that. That with R-73s and R-77s and the helmet sight would be just filth. Absolute filth. Because you combine the R-73 with the MiG-21's ability to pull stupidly steep angles of attack and still remain flying. Like the MiG-21's instantaneous turn rate is ridiculous, and it can't maintain that turn, but it can point its nose in a really just absurd direction. So to give you great snapshot capability, and then as well as that, people would see you and just think, oh, it's a MiG-21, never mind, and then suddenly get popped by R-77s. Yeah, I've always been more into the World War II aircraft, but I do kind of drift in and out of jets. Typically early, well, sort of mid-Cold War jets, so like second, third generation. I used to be really big on the later generation jets, but I kind of gone off them a bit. I like the low-tech birds. I'm not really super well-read on any one thing. I'm more of a generalist, so I know a little bit about everything, just enough to get myself in trouble. Kind of the story of my life. I don't have any specialties. I'm not particularly knowledgeable about one subject. I just know more than, you know, the average person about a lot of subjects. Which kind of has its benefits, but also kind of has its problems. Like, it's basically useless as far as employment goes. I don't have any one area I can focus on. I'm a bit of an information sponge. Like, I just get bored and start reading about stuff and soak it up. So that's how that came about. I know a bunch of stuff which is all totally useless, but hey, at least it was interesting. Hey, there we go. Finally in. Took long enough. Just watch. I bet the server restarts now or something. Something stupid like that. That's what usually happens. Let's see. Where are we? My cop. Hello? My cop? Oh no, it'll be under S for Springfield, won't it? There we go. Hello, yes, I clicked the button. Please work. Don't tell me I'm going to have to reconnect again. That's going to be a real pain. Can't select a role. Let's try just going straight to briefing. No, stuck in spectator. There we go. God, that took forever. Okay. Okay, there we go. I didn't even spawn in properly. Good old DCS, right? Yeah, it really isn't my lucky day today. Well, mind you, air combat-wise it has been. I actually managed to evade a missile for once. It's very rare that I managed to pull that off. But yeah, in every other regard, it hasn't been very lucky.
Request rearming.
I guess I can only have luck in one area at any given time. Should probably rejoin SRS before I forget as well.
For the Harriers on station, that's a lot of enemy air coming up. You might want to get out of here.
Yeah, I'm bugging out. I've only got 2 heaters with me. I have target coordinates if you want me to hand those off.
I don't have target. Good ID on them currently.
Copy.
Engaging bandits.
I like how you can hear
Angels 2-5.
that guy's RWR spazzing out in the background. That's beautiful.
Name up. We're a glider, baby. Splash 1.
Visual confirm splash.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 146, 4100 at 14,000.
Ron, give me a bearing for Chevy to the airport.
Chevy for 1, good data, exit 209er for 17.
Roger that. I'm not going to make it. No runway in sight, but I'm engine out.
One's engaged, F5.
So even though you have to wait to start up the second engine until the first is pulled up, it's still much quicker than starting up the Su-27 just by virtue of if you have to refuel the Su-27, it takes like 10 minutes to do. So the warm-up time on the 27 is much longer on any server that doesn't start you with 100% fuel. Although one thing on this is you have to wait for the control damper to warm up, so that red indicator light on the right panel and the little blinky light that just went solid.
I'm just going to sound crazy for sure.
I have accidentally turned that off, and trying to fly with the damper turned off is a very interesting experience, and not in the good way.
Any highways next to the airport?
Chevy, there's a highway to the northeast of the airport, but it's fairly close, like half a mile.
Half a mile
of
location?
the airport.
Oh, roger.
You could try to go for the highway at 230 for 7 miles.
Ray gun.
Mike up traffic circus
Body spike
14,
F15,
taxi
Angels 30.
04 for southeast departure. Mike up.
Springfield 2-1,
Any friendlies near Gudata?
55-480 at 8,000 knots.
Okay, Chevy's going to be down for the road between 2 mosques, north of the airport.
At 8,000 flanking.
Okay, I'm visual. You, Chevy.
130 at 7,000.
Another fixing out of gear. Another F5.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 1154200.
Yeah, F5 in the mountain.
Flanking.
Sounds like I'm not the only one that's having fuel issues today.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord,
So at least there's that.
225.
I'm not alone.
I've got no IFF over here. I don't want to get trigger happy.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 096 for 130 at 7,000 hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 116 for 200 at
North to rescue services.
7,000 flanking.
Just north of the airport in the tree.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 143
Spike 3 o'clock.
170 at 7,000 hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord,
Spike F5.
480 at 8,000 hot.
4331, emerged, F5.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord,
2,000
Bra,
feet.
116.
I see the two of you. Are you heading back
5,000
about 270?
I'm referencing north now.
Overlord, Bra, 155 490
I'm on a
at
6.
11,000 flanking.
MiCop traffic circus 14 entering lining up 04 for
Springfield
southeast.
2-1, Overlord, pop-up group 154.
No one coming in.
At 10,000 hot.
No one going out.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group 159 470 at 7,000 flanking.
You are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 220.
Alright, I tally your bandit.
23,000 flanking.
I'm climbing through 14,000.
Pop-up group 161 for 100 at 1,000.
I've got him at Angels 20. Wait.
Copy.
Box 2.
MiCop traffic circus 14 clear all runways and departing around to the southeast. MiCop.
No joy, he was diving into the canyon.
Splash.
Confirm.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group 167 480 at 8,000 flanking.
Okay, I think I'm gonna land at Gudot and call it a day.
4. Okay, so when AWACS gives you a bra, it's
Sound like a
bearing
plan.
range altitude. So if he says like 241 for 13, it's 241 degrees, 13 miles. Or if it's the Russian AWACS, it'll be in kilometers.
Yeah, Betty
So
Spike,
167 for 80,
15,431.
that's 80 miles out.
144
And 144, this guy's 160.
7,000 hot.
So the first number is your bearing, second is your range, third is your altitude. And then hot means he's coming towards you, cold means he's flying away, and flanking means he's doing neither. He's basically got his side to you. He's flying sort of perpendicular.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1. Request bogey dope.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra,
200 for 45.
23,000
Intriguing. That's really close. At 23,000 though, he's way above me. Might be a transport.
feet checking in. 253. 555. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I couldn't make it to the airport. Crashed about 2 miles short.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord,
That
Bra,
sucks.
165
Man, I had no hydraulics, I had no gear, I had no flaps, I had fuck all. I mean, it was out of fuel. I'm surprised I flew for 5-10 minutes.
Uzi 5 inbound, Suki Adler.
There he is. Or there something is. I'd say it's a transport, judging by the size of the return. It's still too weak to lock. But we can definitely see him.
Traffic 431 inbound.
So just hold this climb, head up towards him.
You guys want to try and push, take mineral voting? Use us up, hold, stop pushing south.
I'm gonna have to sign off after the land. I got dinner planned.
Roger that.
Got him locked.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 122, Fort 190 at 35,000 knots.
So I'd say this is another VIP transport probably. Whatever it is, it's a large aircraft. That 3- return means it's quite large. Not quite bomber large, but large. So he's not going to have much luck at evading an R-27, which means I can fire from a little further out. I usually like to get quite close, even with the R-27 ERs, just so the missile's still on energy when it gets to them. It makes it much harder to evade. But in the case of something like this, where it's basically a non-maneuvering target, I'm fairly confident that I can fire at the edge of my effective range.
118, Fort 190 at 35,000 knots.
Put down a traffic 431, long final, runway 15.
Circus 14 engaging transport over the mountains south of my cop. Jeez, that took a while. Let's close a little more and then fire. Just so I have a little bit of a margin of error here.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 089, Fort 110 at 7,000 knots. Springfield 2-1,
Circus
Overlord,
14,
Bra
Fox 1,
109,
south of
Fort 170 at 25,000 knots.
Trim the aircraft out now to counter the roll.
Bra 118, Fort 170 at 35,000.
Being painted by airborne radar off my 11 o'clock, medium strength, so that'll probably be my next target.
Bra 121, Fort 150 at 35,000 knots.
We just lost a Harrier to a ZU-23.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 134, Fort 110 at 7,000 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 171, Fort 6 at 22,000.
I'd say he's splashed.
Springfield 2-1,
Circus on full
Overlord,
splashing.
Bra 178, Fort 26 at 7,000 flanking. Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope. Springfield 2-1, Overlord.
Yep,
Bra
VIP transport.
197, Fort 21 at 7,000 flanking.
197 for 21. Hopefully that wasn't a call out for the guy I just shot down, because sometimes AWACS will do that. Just double check.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope.
Still being painted off my 10 o'clock now. Signal's getting stronger. 222 for 18.
Fort 18
At 7,000.
flanking.
Enemy AAA 3 miles or so short of Cadauta 15. Oof. Ouch. Owie. That sucks. I've had that happen at Minvordi. I was basically on base, on my base turn, and I got fucking hit by a missile. Okay, I'm spiked.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 0.
Whatever was behind me got a lock on me.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra,
251 to 15. I'm going to get rid of my belly tank once I'm out of this turn. 251 for 15. And he's on the deck. There goes the tank. Just gotta beware of whatever that is behind. There's the enemy.
5 sending off good flying, guys.
Have a good one.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 104, for 210 at 30.
Circus 14 Fox 1 North Sochi. That's a fighter, or an SU-25. Looks like he defeated it. Clever girl. Fox 2. God, the R-73 is ridiculous.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group 30742 at 4,500.
Fox 2 again. Splash one. Waste of a missile, but never hurts to be sure.
103 for 210 at 35,000 knots. Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope. 1 Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 126 for 80 at 7,000 knots. Springfield 2-1,
Sunburn 1-1, inbound for final at Sochi. Runway 24.
Whatever's coming in from that direction, it's either a MiG-31 or it's very close. I'm being sandwiched here. This isn't very good.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 10.
Whatever it is, AWACS can't see it, which is never good. It should be off my nose now. And the lights on the RWR, so I can't fucking see which direction indicators are on, but I think it's off my nose, roughly. Although I feel like I'm probably going to have to wait for this guy to fire at me to actually get an idea of where exactly he is.
Overlord, Bra, 111 for 200 at 35,000 knots.
Not getting anything on my radar. Oh, out to my right. So we'll try looking around this way. See if we can just pick anything up. Okay, so that's a SAM over there, or ground-based. Ah, the fucking sun. There we go. That's ground-based off my tail. And off my left side, 10 o'clock.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 139 470 at 7,000 knots.
Red smoke, that would be an enemy position of some sort, wouldn't it? I should probably not get too close to it. 2,000 litres, or 2,000 kilograms of fuel, so I need to start thinking about refueling somewhere. Thankfully I'm right near a whole bunch of friendly airfields. Let's check in with AWACS again.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey
See if he has anything for us a bit closer.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 110, for 170 at
There we go.
35,000 knots.
Off my left. But that's probably that 110, and if that's what it is, that'll be a MiG-31, and he's way too far out for me to engage. Like, I just don't have the fuel. And I'm down to R-73s now anyway, so not really the ideal loadout for taking on a MiG-31.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 141 for 130 at
Yeah, I'd say that's what I'm getting vectored onto. A MiG-31, 170 miles away. So I'm not going to do that.
Achtung, Flughöhe, Achtung, Flughöhe, Achtung, Flughöhe.
Sushi, Springfield 2-1, request navigation
Achtung,
assistance.
Flughöhe, Achtung, Flughöhe.
Springfield 2-1, Sushi, ADS, you're heading 193. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group,
152 for 30.
At 1,500 knots.
Intriguing.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 108 for 130 at 35,000 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group, 120 for 40.
Oh shit, there's a bunch of things coming out of the woodwork here. This could be an issue. I don't want to get strafed on the ground again.
Pop-up group, 119 for 40 at 9,000 flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 139 for 100 at 23,000. Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope.
What is bike 25?
2-1, Overlord, Bra, 150 for 20 at 1,500 knots.
Have you looking up someone?
Treibstoff 1500.
Circus 1-4 engaged by Sochi Adler. There's a bunch of aircraft coming in and I have fuel to deal with one of them.
8,000 flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group, 092 for 28 at 8,000 flanking.
092 for 28. Fuck, they're going to be all over me. I might just, if I come off the throttle now, I might just be able to hold my fuel long enough to pop this guy and then pop the next closest, if he comes towards Sochi. But that's assuming I get a clean shot at this guy without having to go full defensive. If I have to go defensive, I'm just going to have to land as soon as this guy's dead, because I just do not have the fuel. He's really slow though, that's a helicopter, I think. Circus 1-4, Fox 2, south of Sochi. That'll be probably an Mi-26, big helicopter. Oh, you cheeky shit, that's exactly what it is though, Mi-26. Man, does he have some flares. He's really low. Fox 2.
Achtung, Flughöhe, Achtung, Flughöhe, Achtung, Flughöhe, Achtung, Flughöhe, Achtung, Flughöhe, Achtung, Flughöhe, Achtung, Flughöhe.
God damn.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord.
Alright, we'll try one more pass with a missile, and if that doesn't get him... Oh no, we're down to guns. Apparently I let go my last missile somewhere in there.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 100470 at 17,000 knots.
Flughöhe, Achtung, Flughöhe, Achtung,
Springfield 2-1,
Flughöhe.
Overlord, pop-up group, 053-417 at 7,000 knots.
Fuck.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 122-480 at
Okay, no, I do still
28,000
have
knots.
ammo. I thought I ran myself out of my gun jammed or something, but I'm good.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group, 13841 at 1,500 cold. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 139-460 at 26,000 knots.
Jesus, he's hard to hit.
Springfield 2-1,
Oh, man.
Bra, 308-419 at 18,000.
This shit is difficult, man. Fuck.
Springfield 2-1,
Fahrwerk ausgefahren.
That
Fahrwerk
fucking speed
ausgefahren.
differential between us. Okay. I'm quite slow here. Not slow enough though.
25,000 knots. Springfield 2-1.
Oh god! I tried to nose down at the last moment, but I just wasn't quick enough. Let's just agree that that never happened, alright? It didn't happen. What MI-26? I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, so, next time I see one of those, I'm just gonna... I don't think I'm gonna use the, radar to lock him up. I think I'm just gonna take a shot from further out. Because trying to get that close to a helicopter and a MiG-29, I could have slowed down more, like, I was nowhere near stall speed. I had plenty I could have lost, but... it's just difficult to try and juggle so many things at once. And I bet you anything, he's still flying. The Mi-26 is really hard to kill because it's just such a big helicopter. I bet you he will somehow land that safely.
Request rearming. Copy.
Oh jeez, it even put in chat that I killed myself for everyone to see. Oh dear.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 113-170 at 35,000 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 137-180 at 35,000 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group, 166-470 at 8,000 cold.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's not as resistant to damage as the Mi-24, like in terms of raw, I don't know, raw tankiness, I guess. Like, the Mi-24 is a very tanky helicopter, but the Mi-26, just by virtue of being so large, seems able to eat a lot of damage before it goes down in DCS. Of course, when it does go down, you've just shot down a helicopter with like 100-something dudes in it, so it's going to be a bit more effective. Because it took so long for them to pop up, and because they popped up so close to me, I'd say both him, well, obviously him, but I'd say probably the other contact, the one that was within 30 miles of me, I'd say that was probably another helicopter. So I panicked for nothing. Good shit.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 102-150 at 7,000 flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 102-150 at 7,000 flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 108-150 at 35,000 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 132 for 100 at 25,000, flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 138 for 160 at 35,000 knots. Springfield 2-1,
Micro traffic, Circus
Bra
14 taxis,
145
04
for
for Southeast
110 at 35,000, flanking. Springfield 2-1, Kanskaya, clear to taxi to runway 4. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 156 for 100 at 27,000 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group 181 for 70 at 1,500, flanking.
Oh man, that hurts. That hurts. Not only did it not credit me the kill on that Mi-26, well, like I said, he's probably still flying, it penalized me for flying into it. Like, I didn't intentionally do it. It was an accident. I should have known better. I should have, like, if I'd come from above him and then pulled up at the last second, it probably would have worked, but, you know, aircraft don't like negative G. Humans don't like negative G. So, trying to nose down away from something like that is never going to work. I should have either gone up or broken off to one side. I should have really broken off the attack much earlier than that. Come in from further out.
Uniform 1, Magnum, Sierra Delta,
lesson
admin
learned.
Well, copy that. Buddy, I'm Chevy 3 behind you, heading for the SA-11 as well.
I also really wish that the heaters in this
Chef 1 copies, Uzi for 1 is merged with an F5.
didn't go quite as enthusiastically for flares as they do. Seems a little over the top.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 146 for 130 at 35,000 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 124 for 100 at 25,000, flanking.
Michael Traffic Circus 1-4 entering
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 096 for 110 at 48,000 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 132 for 110 at 35,000 knots.
041, Fox 3, 4 miles.
Roger that, I think your Magnum worked as well. There's
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 122 for 100 at 25,000, flanking.
Apparently they did.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 149 for 120
Michael Traffic Circus
at
1-4, clear of all
flanking.
runways and departing southeast.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group 202 for 60 at 1,500, flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 152
041, Special 1 F5, he's gone down.
at 30,000. Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope.
Data traffic, Summit 116, Echo Ship Mirage, inbound runway 15.
208 for 60. Interesting. Yeah, negative G is not good for anyone or anything. Generally, aircraft tolerate positive G a hell of a lot better. So, like, usually the max G rating for an aircraft will be given in positive G. So, say your G limit's 8.5 for like MiG-29 bis. That's 8.5 positive G. Negative G you usually don't want under any circumstances to subject an aircraft to more than about negative 3-ish, negative 4 maybe. A lot of aircraft can't even handle that. Negative 1 really should be the most you do for any reason. And humans can resist the effects of positive G much better than negative G as well.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 125, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope.
Well, those guys about 60.
Overlord, Bra, 161, 490 at 10,000, flanking.
Told me I had 2 off my nose about 60 miles out. And it now can't see them.
Overlord,
let's try that again.
Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope. Springfield 2-1,
approximately 11 miles.
I guess he's gone. 161 for 80 it is.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 102, Fort 100 at 25,000, cold.
Keep losing things in the mountains, unfortunately. Now, I could go for that, was it 102? I could go for that, but that's gonna... It's gonna leave me without anywhere to land, which I really do not want. I don't want to be heading that far out to the east. I just do not have the fuel for it. So I'm gonna head out towards, probably get out of Sukumi, just see if anything pops up down there.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 138, Fort 120 at 7,000 knots.
Just going to go ahead and hit the SAU and let the aircraft fly itself for a moment.
144, 450 at 27,000, flanking.
Interesting. Okay, I might have some trade out here after all.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group 082, Fort 110 at 4,500 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group 081, Fort 110 at 4,000 knots. Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 132, 450 at 29,000, flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group 078, Fort 100 at 4,500 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 082, 490, at 11,000, flanking. Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope.
Still got well, 3,000 kilos of fuel, so that's enough. But this guy's as far east as I'm willing to chase, so I'll deal with him and then turn back towards the coast. Assuming, of course, I can actually pick him up on my radar, which could be a bit of a big ask over the mountains. Looks like he's descending as well.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 145, 424.
That would explain a few things.
Flanking.
Coal, 24 miles. But I don't see him yet.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 142, Overlord 70.
I don't care about the guy 70 miles away. Tell me what the one in front of me is.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord,
158.
158,
17.
At 13,000, flanking.
And yet I still can't see him. Nothing? Really? He's got to be here somewhere. What is this? A fucking F-22? Where is it?
Overlord, Springfield 2-1.
Like, I know he's probably side onto me, so he might have my radar notched, but still.
Lord, Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 141, 450, at 7,000 knots.
And now the AWACS has lost him. Which could be because he flew into a mountain, because the AI is stupid and does that a lot, or it could be because he's just dropped into a valley. And I don't know which, and I don't even know what type of aircraft. Oh, there we go. There he is. Can't quite lock him. It's a really weak return.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 140, 445.
Probably drop behind this ridge line. So I'm just gonna... There we go. Circus 14 Fox 1 by Sochi.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group, 061, 490, at 6,000, cold. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 19245, at 10,000, flanking.
Can't tell if I hit him or not. No. Fox 2.
Achtung,
There we go.
Flughöhe, Achtung, Flughöhe, Achtung, Flughöhe.
Yeah, that got him.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 057, 490, at 7,000, flanking.
Okay, we'll get rid of the belly tank since it's empty.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope. Springfield 2-1,
He wasn't
Overlord,
really
Bra,
hugging the ground per se, but because of the
439,
mountains,
at
he kind of sort of
7,000
was, if that makes sense. Like, he was just obscured by terrain, probably. Oh, we got a twofer. I wonder what these are.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 053 490 at 13,000, flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 030 470 at 4,000 knots.
So I'll send an R-27 at this guy, and then if the other one doesn't turn tail and run, he will get an R-77. Wow, server emptied out pretty quick. Fox 1 by Sukumi. What the fuck? Did someone shoot at me? What the fuck was that?
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, 048 100 request bogey dope. 23,000 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord,
286 for 3.
28643 at 7,000 cold. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 27245 at 7,000 cold. Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope.
I don't see him.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 28343 at 7,000
There we go.
cold.
Fox 2 Sukumi.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra
Seriously?
067
How the fuck did that miss?
4170 at 7,000 flanking.
What the
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 067 4170
Bullshit.
at 7,000 flanking.
Fucking SU-25s, man. That last missile was a really bad shot. Way too close. There was no way it would have tracked him. Even the R-73 can't turn that sharply. Just keep my eyes on him. There we go.
Treibstoff 1500.
1500 fuel, so I'm going to have to deal with this guy and then land.
18,000 cold. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 00141 at 14,000 cold.
Position 1 R2B.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 054 480 at 35,000 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 29441 at 9,000 cold.
Far out still, I
Springfield
think.
2-1, Overlord, Bra 054 480 at 35,000 flanking.
Whoop. Little close for comfort.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 17441 at 9,000 cold.
Where's he gone? I've lost eyes on him.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope.
Oh, he hasn't crashed.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, clean.
Apparently. Oh, maybe he has. There's smoke over there. Yeah, I think I tagged him. Okay, cool.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 054 470 at 30,000 flanking.
Just figure out where exactly I am. Okay. 34 miles from Sochi. Enough fuel to do it, so should be right. Circus 1-4 splash 2 times SU-25 by GAW.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope.
Actually could have landed at GAW.
Treibstoff 800.
Now we'll go.
Treibstoff kritisch. Treibstoff 800.
I'm not going to bother doing any calls over ATC. I'm just going to stay on the air frequency because I don't think there's anyone else flying from Sochi, so there's no point. So that's pretty empty at the moment anyway, so You guys can yell at me if I almost crash into anyone on the runway, but I think I'll be alright. Pretty sure I'll have the place to myself. So I'll be landing on 04. So towards the mountains. And then rearm and refuel. I'll probably do 1 or 2 more sorties, I think, after I've rearmed.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 086, Fort 180 at 25,000, cold. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 080, Fort 160 at 7,000, hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 077, Fort 60 at 30,000, hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 080, Fort 60 at 27,000, hot. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 080, Fort 160
Fucking Bagram approach.
7,000, flanking.
Steep spiraling turn onto short final, popping flares the whole way.
Overlord, Bra 080, Fort 160 at 6,000, flanking.
Just use the rudder to get myself a little closer to the center line. Doesn't matter if I'm not on it, I'm never on the center line. I don't really care, just as long as I'm actually on the runway.
A
little hard, but not too bad.
25,000, flanking.
Shoots out. So we don't have a repeat performance of the close encounter with the truck down the end.
088, 450 at 12,000, flanking.
Okay, I think I can get rid of that shoot now.
Springfield 2-1, taxi to parking area.
But yeah, that approach was, it might have looked pretty hairy, but that's about how you fly an approach into an airport that you suspect some guy is looking at with a Stinger missile. I don't actually think there's anyone here that's going to shoot me down, I just thought I'd show off. Plus it was a quicker way of putting myself on the ground.
Request refueling. Request rearming.
The engines are still winding down. I'm probably going to have to redo that. The ground crew for the Flaming Cliffs 3 aircraft are so picky about the engines being off.
Request refueling.
That should do it.
Request rearming.
Treibstoff 800. Treibstoff kritisch.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 099, 445 at 11,000, flanking.
Close to the east. Intriguing.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 090, Fort 180 at 25,000, flanking.
So this guy's going to go land. Where's the other dude in the issue-25? Is he still here?
Overlord, Bra
Treibstoff 1500.
Apparently he is,
at 7,000,
but I
flanking.
don't know where. Maybe he's on the ground.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 074, Fort 150 at 7,000, flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord. Overlord, Bra, 091 for 180 at 25,000, flanking.
I really like that World War II commemorative skin for the Hornet. It looks pretty awesome. Alright, looks like we're most of the way fueled up, just waiting for rearming. Assuming the ground crew will do it. They might throw a tantrum because I had the engine still running. Oh no, I'm still being refueled apparently. Yeah, SU-25's quit, so it's just me and that Hornet. So I think I'll do one more sortie, and then I will call it a night. Just gotta wait for the missiles. There we go.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 119 for 35 at 7,000, flanking.
Oh, I don't like the sounds of that at all. I think, rather than taxiing all the way down and using 004, I'll just hang a right off the taxiway here and take off. Don't really care if I've got a bit of a tailwind going, I just want to get off the ground in a hurry. Thanks for the entertainment, no worries, anytime. Just hoping that whatever's coming in is either a transport or not going to strafe me on the ground again, because that wasn't very pleasant. I'd like to actually get a chance to fight. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and start taxiing on one engine, even though that's a really bad idea and generally not done. Because there's some quite unpleasant stuff coming in close. Just gotta wait for the engine to actually spool up before I try and take off. Because I don't want to do what G-Man did and take off on one engine.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 120 for 26 at 7,000 knots.
Right, there we go.
2-1, Overlord, Bra, 065 for 150 at 7,000, flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 065 for 150 at 7,000, flanking. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 095 for 170 at 25,000 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra, 116 for 24 at 7,000 knots.
I overdid that a bit. 116 for 24. There he is.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, pop-up group 118.
Circus 1-4, Fox 1 section.
2,500 knots. Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 119 for 110 at 7,000 knots.
Looks like a good hit. It's another. If I can't get a lock. Unless that was just his contact fading.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope.
Springfield 2-1, Overlord, Bra 118 for 100 at 7,000 knots.
Overlord, Springfield 2-1, request bogey dope.
Mr. AWACS doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Oh, there we go. Circus 1-4, Fox 1. Get out of it. Fox 2. Probably another SU-25, I'd imagine.
Overlord, Bra 089 for 130 at 25,000 knots. Springfield
Fox 2.
2-1, Overlord, Bra.
Oh, he's got his gear down. What the fuck? He's landing.
At 7,000 knots.
Have they taken Gadauda? What? Hopefully the AAA won't get me, please.
Achtung, Flughöhe, Achtung.
Oh god.
Flughöhe, Achtung.
Yep, that's bad.
Feuer, rechtes Triebwerk. Achtung, Flughöhe. Feuer, rechtes Triebwerk. Achtung, Flughöhe. Feuer, rechtes Triebwerk. 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 Achtung, Flughöhe. Feuer, rechtes Triebwerk. Feuer, rechtes Triebwerk. Feuer, rechtes Triebwerk. Feuer, rechtes
I'm on one
Triebwerk.
engine at the moment, so
Feuer, rechtes Triebwerk.
I gotta be careful.
Feuer, rechtes Triebwerk. Feuer, rechtes Triebwerk.
In fact,
Feuer, rechtes Triebwerk. Feuer, rechtes Triebwerk.
I think I'm on basically no engines.
Feuer, rechtes Triebwerk. Feuer, rechtes Triebwerk. Achtung, Flughöhe. Feuer, rechtes Triebwerk. Feuer, rechtes Triebwerk.
Somehow that didn't kill the engine. Work that one out.
Feuer, rechtes Triebwerk. Feuer, rechtes Triebwerk. Feuer, rechtes Triebwerk.
It's fine.
Feuer, rechtes Triebwerk.
It's all good. I should have ditched my missiles, actually. It took me too long to realize that my engine was actually out. Not only that, I think my left engine was dying as well, because it was barely sitting above idle RPM, so... Oh, and I still got... Oh, Jesus. I still got my belly tank. No wonder I couldn't get out of that. I wonder, can I drop this now? No. Let's see what this does. Ah, interesting. I can't jettison my weapon. Oh, actually, probably because the electronics are out. Nope, can't jettison weapons. Which is weird. It's not like my gear's down. Oh well. Any landing you walk away from, right? Unfortunately, I didn't get that little fucker. I think I might have tagged him with some shrapnel, but I'm pretty sure I didn't kill him. Oh well, it's been a pretty productive session, so thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm not 100% certain what my schedule is going to be for the next week or so. Probably sometime during the middle of next week, I will be out of town for a couple days. I'll probably post up something on my Twitter before I go. I will be setting up a Discord, I just haven't got around to it yet. And once that is done, all my stream-related stuff will be in there, so like when I'm going to go live or schedule changes or whatever. But there may or may not be a stream tomorrow at the same time as usual. If there is, I'll be on. If there's not, then I'll probably be on the day after. It really depends. But I will hopefully catch you next time. So while I wait for DCS to close down, I'll see if anyone else is streaming I can pass you along to. Probably not at this time of evening, but we will see. Oh, actually, yeah, Shifty's on. Okay, cool. Alright, well that simplifies things. I will send you guys on to Shifty.